everybody. Welcome to Hugo Makes a Quilt. And we're going to get into sewing, so it's time to talk about sewing machines. Now, I'm going to be having Hugo sew on my Bernina. Yes, this is a more upper end model, and many of you may not be sewing on that. But here's the best friend that you will have, your sewing machine manual. You're going to need to learn to do things like thread the machine, wind the bobbin, understand tension, and I'll talk about some of those, but the way we do machines, Hugo, it's different from machine to machine. They're all basically similar. Once you learn one, you can most often figure out another one because it's not that different. But on this particular case, we're gonna...
It's like I'm gonna ride the Ferrari.
You are gonna ride the Ferrari. You sure are. And do you know what this is?
No.
No clue. All right, so this is called a bobbin, and it holds the thread on the inside part of the machine, down inside the workings of the machine, because there's going to be a top thread and a bottom thread, and the two threads end up locking whenever they stitch, and that's how we get stitches. So the bobbin is in the bottom.
Okay.
All right, so what's this?
Bobbin.
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 Yeah, bobbin. And this is a bobbin case. So the case holds the bobbin, but we have to wind the bobbin first because there's no thread right now. There's no thread at all on this bobbin. So we're going to put the bobbin on the bobbin spindle, which is up at the top. It only goes one way. Mm-hmm. I'm going to recommend that everybody use a medium gray cotton thread. The reason I prefer cotton for piecing is because we're sewing fabric that is cotton. If the thread is also cotton, it kind of snugs. It kind of holds itself. Also, cotton can stand heat. And when we get to pressing, which we will do at some point, we don't want to put too much heat on a polyester thread because guess what happens to polyester when it's hot?
Melt.
It melts, yeah. So you can use poly, but you have to typically use a less hot iron. So I'm going to use cotton, a medium gray cotton. I'm going to put this on the spindle here because guess what? I've done this once or twice. And I'm going to I'm going to wrap this behind, around, so it came through this hook. See the little arrow?
Yeah.
Around.
Oh, you have, okay.
All right, yeah, but that's for later. This is for now.
Oh.
And we're just going to come over to the bobbin. I'm going to go around and around and around and around and around 3 or 4 or 5 times. And on this machine, there's actually a cutter right at the edge. And then I push and it goes. Now I'm going to stop because I'm going to have you do it. Hugo winds a bobbin.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so I'm taking this off. All right.
I'm sure.
Oh, by the way, so here's some thread, everybody. This is important. We had some strings left over from the tearing, and one of these strings landed in the floor. We've got 3 pups running around here. A pup getting threads and strings in their belly is not a good thing. So talking about safety, you want to make sure that all of your threads, I actually take my threads and let me come over here so I can show this. I take the threads and I kind of make them into a cord. I tie them in a knot so they're really going to be, Barley and Rosie are already saying hello. So that when I put that in the garbage, if they were to get a hold of it, it's not a long string. So that's a little safety tip if you've got cats, dogs, ferrets, other things like that running around your house. All right, now that I've given you sufficient time to forget,
bobbin,
we are going to take the bobbin. You got that one. All right, so there you go. Here's the thread.
Okay, so I will put this here.
And it only goes on one way, yep.
Okay.
Now on some machines it goes either way, but on this machine, so behind that.
You put here.
And around the button. And over to, nope, just one time.
Oh.
And then over to the bobbin.
The bobbin, how many times?
Just start going around and around and around.
Oh.
Did it come off? Oh, so you cut it. All right, so take it again. Watch. So just start, and I'm not going to do it for you. You take
Okay.
it, go around the bobbin only, around and around and around and around and around. And now you can cut it on the cutter, and then push the lever over.
I push here?
Yep. Push to the left. Just push that direction. Push there you go. And off it goes. And it's going to
Woo!
So it's pretty cool, all right? Now let it go, let it go, because it will have an automatic cutoff.
Okay.
So we can let it go.
Do you know the difference between love and marriage?
The difference? No, I do not know the difference between love and marriage.
Love is blind, and marriage it's a eye opener.
An eye opener? I wasn't expecting that, but I understand it. All right, so we've got a bobbin, right?
And it's a full bobbin.
It's not 100% full, but it's 90% full. I stopped it just a little soon, all right? The bobbin has to go, let's come over here to this other camera. On this particular one, there's silver markings on the side that goes inside.
Okay.
Right? And it won't go in the other way, so it only goes in one way. On this particular case as well, you're going to bring the bobbin up through the notch, bring it underneath the silver, this is a tension guide, and then bring it into this wire clip right here. And if you want to hold the bobbin, it makes tension, and it'll pop up into place.
Okay.
Okay? So you're going to do that. I'm going to let you stand where I am so that you can show it to the camera. But you have to pull this out completely, and now you can do the bobbin.
So this is go here. I do this.
Yep, under the
And
tension,
this.
and then keep coming towards yourself and underneath the little wires. Hold the bobbin tight so you can snap it in. Da-da-da-da-da-da. You did it. Fabulous. You know that song?
Yeah.
Yeah, it means success. All right, on this case, you simply put it in by pushing it in, and it stays in place.
Like a click.
Yep. To take it out, I just push on it, and it comes out. Other bobbin cases will have a latch that you can use, but this one just pushes in. Again, it needs to go in a certain way, and you can see that this silver bar is horizontal, and the loop is at the top. So now it's your turn. There you go. Ta-da-da-da-da-da. You did it again. Perfect. There you go.
Okay.
All right.
And now?
Put it back in because we need to sew, but we now got to thread the machine. Okay? Now there's a cutter right here, so you can bring this over and cut it on that little cutter.
Oh, my mom will be proud.
I'm sure. And then close the door. There you go. All right. Now we have to thread the machine. Most machines do the exact same thing. We're going to take this behind. Okay, that's the first step. That was what you did a while ago. This time we're going to follow the arrow down, underneath the silver guide, up, and it will go into the if you see this little U-turn,
Yes.
it goes in and back. So you go like a U-turn, come down, you're going to go behind this wire.
Yeah.
You're confused yet?
Yeah.
Behind that guy, and then we're going to thread the needle.
Oh,
So we don't have to worry about the needle just yet. You've just got to get that far, okay? So let me raise the foot. There we go. All right. There you go. Fresh thread. You'll learn to even do that first step without looking back there.
yeah, that's...
No button this time. Straight down. There you go. Up. U-turn. Go all the way back and then come around to the left. There you go. Go all the way down. Go behind the first top guide into the second guide. You did it. Wasn't so hard, was it?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, and you'll get to where you just do it. It just becomes second nature.
instinctively.
You just do it. Now, I will tell you that it is important to have a nice, crisp, I don't have scissors, but I got a rotary cutter. You want to have a good one. Now, the machines do have automatic threaders on them, but I want to teach you a really cool trick for this. On the front of every needle, so this is a needle, okay? I don't want to assume that you know, but that's the needle. It does need to be new. It needs to be changed once every project, or if you start having problems with your sewing, you might want to change the needle.
Okay.
That can be a problem. But on the front side of every needle is a groove. It's almost microscopic, and you can't really see it in here.
No.
But if you will take the thread and bring it down the groove, and it'll go right into the eye.
Oh, it's easy.
Okay?
Okay.
So it's your turn.
No, you did it.
It's
Oh
your
my
turn.
gosh. Okay.
All right, I'll take it.
First time.
I'll take it. First time you're a pro. All right, so now we've got the machine threaded. The bobbin is in place. The top thread is in place. Now we've got to use a foot. I want to talk about these feet for just a moment.
Foot?
Yep, these are called, one is called a foot,
Yeah.
and several of them are feet, all right?
Why do you have numbers?
Because every one of them has a different job, and on every brand of machine, there are lots of different types of feet, and they do different jobs. This foot, this is a Bernina foot, this is a number 1 foot. And that should be pretty easy to think about, because number 1 is your starter foot, it's your basic foot, it's going to be all purpose, it's going to do everything, right? But it's just a regular foot. It just allows you to sew, and we could sew our seams today with this foot. This would be acceptable, regular number 1 foot. Quilters have a thing with the 1/4 inch. Again, I know you're used to metric, so 1/4 inch is not in your wheelhouse, but it will become in your wheelhouse as a quilter. So the 1/4 inch foot for Bernina is number 37. This is their basic 1/4 inch foot, which means the needle goes down through the center of the foot, and from the needle to this side is a 1/4 inch. It's also a 1/4 inch to the other side, but we don't use the other side as a guide for our fabrics. So we would align the edges of our fabric with this side of the foot, and then you know that you're sewing a 1/4 inch. In quilting, measurements matter. Not in the project that we're doing, yay for you, but we're going to start you down the path of understanding how to do a 1/4 inch seam, but we're not going to require that you're really good at it because you're a beginner, all right?
I am?
So, believe it or not. You're
Look at this.
Yes, I know, you tore the fabric, and that's really great, but that doesn't make you a pro just yet, all right? So, you're a pro at threading. You get that one. You get the A+ on threading. All right, Bernina came out with another foot. Notice how narrow this foot is. It's narrow. Narrow, it's skinny.
Okay.
All right, it's skinny. This foot is wider. It has a wider base, but it is also a 1/4 inch from the center of the opening to the outside edge.
And what's this?
This allows it to electronically see and connect with the machine. This is smart enough that the machine, when I put this foot on, will know, or it will say you've got your setting for foot number 20, but you've put on foot number 97, and you need to change the settings to foot number 97. So we can use 37, we could use 1, we can use 97, but since I am going to start you down the journey of doing 1/4 inches, I'm going to use the 97 foot, because that's a great foot for the Bernina brand. So now you got to put the foot on. So look underneath, poke underneath, and you see there's a cone right here, and different brands of machines have different ways of putting on feet. This opening is going to slide up onto there, and then there's a lever. I forgot to look back to see it. There it is. There's a lever right here that will close, and that will hold the foot in place.
Okay.
Okay? Now, I'm going to take it off because you get to do the job.
I think I'm better if I'm going this.
And you'll feel it get into place, and then you push the lever. And it's secured, not hard at all, right?
No.
So these are flip on and flip off, and like I said, different brands of machines have different ways of putting different feet on, but that's the way the Bernina's going to do
Well,
it.
I can sew my jeans now.
You can now sew the holes in your jeans, you absolutely can. All right, so now this is the next thing. Remember the bobbin thread is down inside? We want to bring the bobbin up through the opening. This is called the throat plate. Okay, I know it's a lot of feet, throats, a lot of body parts. This is the throat plate. We are fine with this throat plate. It's an all-purpose plate. They also make single hole throat plates, which means you can't move your needle. But this one allows me to move my needle, so it's a little bit more versatile. And that's what we're going to use for your project.
When you say moving your needle,
Yeah, so there's a whole new thing for you. So watch this. Watch the needle.
all directions?
No, just watch. It's going to go left and right. So watch the needle carefully. Oh, I got to get there. Oh, see, it won't let me do it with this foot. It won't let me do it with this foot on because it knows that the needle has to go in the dead center. So it will not let me move that needle.
So a dead center.
Yeah, so let's put the one foot on. I'll take it off. It's good stuff to learn, so let's learn it.
It must be.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to change the machine.
Well, be careful.
No, it's not going to hurt you. I'm changing the foot to 1D so that it knows I have 1D on the machine. Now, watch the needle. I'm going to use these buttons on the side, and watch, I'm going to go to the right,
Oh, yeah.
okay? And I'm going to go to the left. And you can see that's why the machine knew that I had the 97 foot on, which doesn't allow for motion, so it made it stay there. That's why the safety feature and why that glass is on top of the foot. It's very sophisticated. All right, so there we go. We're going to go back to the 97, so you get to practice that one more time. I'm going to change it to 97 while you're doing that. Don't worry, you're not going to get stabbed with a needle.
Well, I have approved the video if something happens.
All right, so now we need to bring the bobbin thread up. And I'm going to have you do it. I'm not even going to do it for you first. There's a wheel on the right side of the machine. Come look at this wheel.
Okay.
All right, and we may have just stepped out of camera, but wait. Yeah, it's going to do things up and down. You're going to turn it towards you till the needle goes down and back up.
Okay.
And you're going to hold this thread while you do it.
Okay.
You're holding that thread. You're going to pull that towards you. Keep going. And now it's up. And keep going. Pull this thread. Keep going with the needle. There. See, it wouldn't release it in the bobbin until you made one full revolution with the wheel, with the hand wheel. Okay. Now, can you see the bobbin coming up through the center? Down there?
Yeah.
All right. Take that bobbin thread and pull it just a little bit. Yep, it's under there. Grab a hold of it. 2 fingers.
Well, my fingers is too big, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
Okay, well, that's good enough. All right,
Oh.
so just 3 or 4 inches is all we need to get it started. And the last thing we're going to do, because this has been a real good learning experience, we're going to put the tray on. You can have a table where your machine sets down into the table like you've seen on the other part of my studio, but we need to have a tray that gives us a workspace in front of this arm.
Okay.
Okay, so this is just going to slide on all the way over to there, and it will stop. So I'm going to let you do it. Just start here and push. Slide it across. There you go. Keep it level. Keep going. Push till it clicks. There you go. All right?
The saw machines, yeah, I know them because in the past I saw my mom working in shoe factories, so I saw these saw machines, but not this kind of machines. So professional saw machines. It was really nice to know them.
Now we're ready to sew. Are you excited?
Yeah, it was kind of
Intense?
Yeah, a lot of information.
Yeah. So what did you take away?
Well, I did it the first time.
Yeah. Good
So,
job.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna sew on the next episode because we don't want to bore you with too much in one episode, right?
Right.
I liked the joke. That was a good one.
I don't remember yet.
I'm glad you remembered it when you did it. We'll be back, everybody.
Bye-bye.